We're back in the lockdown void, making these lockdown void videos. Just me, no Naki. Hopefully, we'll be back soon. Anyway, this video is the string part 2. I actually really enjoyed doing the white belt one, oddly enough, because people like to know when they get a new belt, what am I supposed to be doing now? So this one's blue belt. What do you do to be a blue belt, to become a purple belt, and how do I define it? So, if you've watched the white belt video, I consider the white belt video part of defense on this string. So you have white over here, black over here, and this is someone's journey. So it's not just a straight change of color, it's a rainbow-esque transition. Blue belt. What do I think defines a blue belt? What kind of mindset should you have? Maybe if you're a high white belt and you want to be a blue belt. White belt is the game of defense. It's understanding how to move your body so you're no longer getting smashed up in Jiu-Jitsu. Understanding the basic positions, understanding where danger is, and how to move yourself in a safe manner. That then kind of makes sense that the blue belt would be the belt where, because you're no longer getting smashed up, because you're no longer getting caught and you can move your body in an efficient way, it's the belt where you learn everything. All of Jiu-Jitsu. Be curious. That is the great folly and the great benefit of blue belt. In that we have a blue belt and your ego is going to shoot through the roof because you've got your blue belt. And you're going to want to stick to the games that you're good at. And that's going to then stop you from playing and actually learning more about Jiu-Jitsu. Purple belt's the belt where you're setting the blueprint for the black belt you're going to be. There's a very short window between those three belts, purple, brown and black. But you can't make that informed decision of what kind of black belt you're going to be unless you actually have played a lot of Jiu-Jitsu. You've played all these different guards. You've played all these different styles of passing, pressure or speed or whatever. You've played top games. You've explored different submissions. Are you a leg person? Are you a choke person? You don't know yet. You've only just stopped dying. So, when you're a blue belt, try not to get sucked into that game of ego because you don't want to get killed. You're gonna stick to the games you're good at, and you don't want to get smashed up by white belts. Obviously, you have to have some sort of ego to make you want to progress forwards. One of the great lies of Jiu-Jitsu is that you leave your ego at the door. No, you don't. Like, otherwise, you wouldn't want to win in sparring. Like, you can't have too much ego and be an asshole, but you have to have some that makes you want to actually win, succeed, and get better. It's just how we are. It's a lie. But take the time to then get really curious about Jiu-Jitsu blue belt. Don't get sucked into the game of, I must win because I am a blue belt. You know why you get caught. You know why you get smashed up. You know if you try a new technique and something bad happens, you know how to then go fix it. You've done this. That's the purpose of the white belt. So now spend some time getting really curious. And this is something that I try and push, especially on my blue belts, is if they go down certain games and they kind of stick to them, I try and force them into situations where they aren't as versed and they get lost. I'm like, right, well, there's a hole in your game. Explore it. Go see what exists in this side. If you only play half guard, and that is the only guard you know, and I then force you into butterfly and you have no idea what to do, then you need to understand more of your jiu-jitsu now, because you don't know actually if you're a butterfly player or not. Because you think if you're a purple belt, you're someone who can be forced into various situations, but you're not lost. You're aware of everything. White belt, again, it's the belt where you try not to get murdered all the time. Once you actually have a good understanding of jiu-jitsu then, and you've taken some time to actually explore jiu-jitsu, then that's why a purple belt then makes more sense, because you can be forced into situations you aren't completely comfortable in, are kind of stepping out of your game that's appearing, but you're not lost. You've actually taken your time to explore jiu-jitsu. And this is also why blue belt then seems like the longest belt, and why it's the belt that people kind of want to leave on, is because it's a massive belt in that way. It's a massive subject. White, all you got to do is not get killed anymore. And if you can be disciplined, keep your elbows close, have good posture, and be quite diligent and open to the idea of jiu-jitsu. White belt to blue belts can be quite short. Blue belt to purple belt, that's a long, long belt, because you've got to try and overcome your own massive ego of the blue belt to try and learn as much jiu-jitsu as you can, at the same time as fighting that urge to just want to win and smash and get good at one thing. So if you are a blue belt and you're getting kind of in the blue belt dumps, have a think about that. Have a think of, am I just sticking to a particular game, or can you just then like get really curious, ask lots of questions, see where the holes in your game are, be more self-aware. If you're a purple belt, do you agree with that? Do you think, yeah, actually, that actually makes more sense? I'd be curious. I want to know these things. I like to have different opinions when it comes to actually what makes each belt, because I can give my students and everyone else more information. But yeah, go on the Discord channel. I try and like overpronounce that just because I don't want everyone to think disco or something. It goes somewhere entirely different and go looking for me. Discord channel. Go check it out, have this conversation, and thank you for your time.